Joining me to discuss next steps is Democratic Congresswoman Karen Bass. She's on the Judiciary and Foreign Affairs committees. Welcome, Congressman. Ambassador Sondland has already testified. Now, given subsequent testimony that followed, do you believe he perjured himself in that initial testimony?
Well, I actually think that he did. I think that's why he rushed to clean it up. I was there in the skiff for that testimony, and I will tell you, he came across a little cavalier. But I think after several other people testified to what he participated in, he rushed to clean it up. But it's possible that he didn't clean it up enough. And so it will be very interesting to see what he has to say this week.
Well, and I hope he's getting some good legal advice, to tell the truth.
I hope so.
This week, what are you hoping to hear him clarify this week that he didn't already talk to the last time?
Well, first of all, the last time he didn't say that the situation actually happened, the quid pro quo. He didn't say that. He cleaned it up to add that, but he didn't tell us about that phone call. And so now this time what I would expect him to say, and I'm sure his counsel would tell him this, that he needs to say that that phone call took place, the phone call that was overheard in the restaurant, and that we know that the Russians must have listened into. Can you imagine someone picking up a cell phone in a public setting and talking to the President of the United States? It's just outrageous.
It's almost like these people don't know what they're doing. I want to ask you about the Republicans. And don't care, right? I want to ask you about the Republicans' defense, that this is all hearsay. It's an odd defense, given that hearsay has led to the convictions of countless bad guys, but it is also not hearsay. The president told us what he did. He's defended tying up the aid in exchange for investigations, and David Holmes heard him say it as well. So your thoughts on that strategy?
Well, I think that they have been prepped in the president's method of responding, which is, to deny. So first they said it was hearsay. Then they said, we were meeting behind secret doors and no one was allowed in. They wanted to see the transcript. So we've done all of that. And then it still isn't enough. They are doing that because they cannot deal with the substance of what they are learning. And so when they say it's hearsay, and when you have the ambassador come forward and say, well, actually, I was on the call, so what will they say then? What I anticipate their next move will be to say, well, yes, all that happened, but it really wasn't that serious. They can't deal with the substance, and so they go around. And if you think about it, it's the exact same method that the president uses. They are performing for an audience of one, and it's very sad to see my colleagues lower the standard so far that they are willing to go along with what they know is criminal behavior.
Yeah. This week, we heard a number of Democrats shift from calling what the president did a quid pro quo to a crime, bribery. Is that because you're worried the American people are confused?
Well, no, I think it's because the quid pro quo, one, might be complicated for some people to understand, but it really minimizes it. Bribery is clear. It is a crime. It is in the Constitution, and I believe that that's exactly what happened. I mean, he essentially told this new president, somebody that had never been in office before, whose country is under attack, I am going to withhold aid from you unless you do what I need you to do, which is to interfere in an upcoming election. That's what I think is so serious about it. Because if you think about the Mueller report was telling us about what the president had done in the past. As far as I'm concerned, this is the president in the middle of a new election, attempting to interfere in an election and involved in criminal behavior. What he did while the ambassador was testifying to threaten her, which to me, I mean, it was witness intimidation, but I think that even bigger than that, he was sending a message to anyone else that was thinking about coming forward. This is what I will do to you if you speak up.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Sure, you're welcome.